Good morning and welcome to News First Prime Time Sunrise.
Good morning. Welcome to Primetime Sunrise. It's, of course, the 15th of December 2014. My name is Sonali Waniga-Baduge. Let's take a look first at the stories making headlines this morning. News overseas. Gunmen take several people hostage at a cafe in Sydney, Australia. Distribution of polling cards begins. Election monitors state that the number of complaints received ahead of the polls has increased. We start off this morning's bulletin with a story making headlines from Sydney, Australia. At least one gunman has taken several people hostage at a cafe in the Australian city of Sydney. Now, pictures on Australian television show at least 3 people with their hands up against a window and a black flag with Arabic writing.
Hundreds of armed police have sealed off Martin Place in Sydney's central business district. New South Wales police have asked people to avoid the area. An Australian Broadcasting Corporation reporter said that gunfire had been heard at the scene, but this has not been confirmed. Major landmarks in the city, such as the Sydney Opera House, have been evacuated. Local media reports said that the airspace over Sydney's central business district has been closed.
The Newsfirst International Desk is keeping a close watch on this developing story, so stay with us as we bring you the very latest on these developments. Moving on to local news, the Election Secretariat says 541,433 government officials are eligible to cast their postal votes at the upcoming presidential election.
Additional Elections Commissioner U. Amaradasa stated that the secured postal packets containing the postal voting cards will be handed over to the Postal Department today. The Additional Elections Commissioner added that the casting of postal votes is scheduled for the 23rd and the 24th of this month.
Election observers say that the number of pre-election violence complaints being reported ahead of the presidential polls has seen an increase. Now, Executive Director of PAFRL, Rohan Hettiarachchi, said 178 complaints have been lodged in connection with the presidential polls. Meanwhile, Executive Director of CAFE, Kirthi Thenakon, said that they have received 139 complaints ahead of the presidential poll. The Election Secretariat has received 115 complaints of election law being flouted. The Complaints Handling Unit of the Commission said that 20 of the complaints are in relation to serious violations, with the highest number of complaints being reported from the Colombo district, standing at 16. It added that 10 complaints were reported from Kandy and 8 from the Anuradhapura district. The Complaints Handling Unit also stated that 55 complaints were lodged in connection with the misuse of state property and the transfer and promotion of state employees. News First managed to contact police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rohana to find out about what exactly is happening with regard to the election laws being violated. Good morning to you, SSP Rohana.
Good morning.
Can you tell us the latest with regard to the number of election-related complaints being reported to the police department?
Yeah, police have received total number of 35 complaints since the day of notification of the presidential election to date, and there are 6 out of 35 shooting incidents, and we have arrested over 25 suspects in connection with election violence and election law violence, including 4 Pradeshiya Sabha chairmen and 2 members of Pradeshiya Sabha.
All right. Thank you very much. That was, of course, SSP Ajit Rohana, police media spokesperson, speaking to News First. Moving on, still in local stories, strong winds that swept past the town of Moratua caused damage to a large number of houses. Area residents stated that the winds had strongly affected the Lakshapatiya, Katubedda and Angulana areas.
Our correspondent in the area stated that the winds had gushed through the area around 9 p.m. yesterday, adding that roofs of a number of houses have been blown away. There was a large noise and gush of wind around 9 p.m. The houses vibrated and all the roofing sheets of the houses were blown away. The trees bent and substantial damage was caused. Our correspondent added that electricity in the area had been cut off as a result and that the area was inundated owing to heavy showers.
Closer to home, the Pannala Slimline Sports Club secured the championship of the men's category at the 89th National Boxing Championships. NAS Southern Sports Club won the Champions Trophy in the women's category. Now, the bouts of the 89th National Boxing Championships were held in the Sugatadasa Indoor Stadium in Colombo. 221 boxers took part in the championship, representing 17 sports clubs. G.S. Kumarasinghe of the Sri Lankan Navy won the award for the most talented boxer, while the best loser of the championship was S.N. Heel Baddenia. The award for the most talented female boxer in the championship, organised by the Sri Lanka Amateur Boxers Union, was Dulani Anuradha, while the best loser in the women's category was Niranjala Senanayaka. And finally, Atletico de Kolkata and Goa drew 0-0 in the first leg of their Indian Super League playoff semi-final, also yesterday.
Goa, managed by Brazil legend Zico, will be happier with the result at the Salt Lake Stadium as they will have home advantage for the crucial second leg. It was a forgettable game as both teams, perhaps aware of what was at stake, kept it tight. Ironically, the teams had met last Wednesday in their final match of the regular season, drawing 1-1. Kolkata star man Luis Garcia had an early headed chance but sent it wide, and he was also involved innocently when Narendra Das limped off in the 12th minute. The Goa centre-back challenged Garcia but appeared to twist his knee. It didn't appear to affect the visitors too much, and they looked the bigger threat, Romeo Fernandes spurring a couple of good chances. Fernandes could have given Goa the win with 20 minutes left, but was thwarted by Kolkata keeper Apola Edima Adel. Having been one of the form teams at the start of the ISL, Atletico have now only won once in their last 9 matches. They will hope to improve that run in the return against Goa on Wednesday, with the winners likely to meet Kerala Blasters in the final, who lead Delhi Dynamos 3-0 after their playoff first leg.
With that, we wrap up this morning's Primetime Sunrise. We'll see you again at 8:55. Remember, if you missed out on any of the stories we just aired, you can log on to our website, www.newsfirst.lk. I'm Sonali Vanigabadage. Have a great morning ahead.
Hotline 0114 896 896. www.newsfirst.lk. Feedback at newsfirst.lk.